Hola, mi amigos, and welcome back to the cave for what is going to be episode 3.1. Previous episodes has been about, well, checking on the condition of the bike or the TED and recommissioning the TED and getting it to a certain level, which we achieved, as you saw if you saw the previous episodes. So no longer the TED, and it is now the Mystery Man machine build for the budget bike to build off. So now that we know the bike is relatively sound mechanically, not without faults, but it's going to have. We can now get on with the good stuff. What do I mean by the good stuff? Chopping bits off. Need to provide solutions to issues that we find as well, of course. Case in point being, and you'll see the video first up very shortly, is that the mounting points for the rider foot peg hangers has been removed. So let's come up with a solution for that. Hopefully it's a muy elegante solution. From that, we'll then now look at what we've done with other bits of the bike, and then mainly me going crazy with the grande, but we'll see that as we delve into the video. So this is another issue that's going to need a solution. When the previous builder fitted the rear sets, they've simply chopped off the stubs, mounting points that were on the frame, drilled out and fitted and tapped and fitted the rear sets. Not sure how these stubs or pins were fitted originally. I can't see them being threaded, and they are a bland hole, so I kind of think they've been sweated in. It's an interference fit. I think the easiest solution, hopefully, is to be able to drill all the way through them and come out the other side. Although it's a bland hole at the moment, we'll come out the other side and simply open that up to the same size as whatever fitting will work with the foot peg assembly. Hopefully that's the solution. We'll find out a bit later on in the build. Well, quoting a certain cartoon show, some hours later, one of those jobs that, although is simple in principle, was an absolute bastard. I guess it's because I was trying to drill through, or needed to drill through, some old welds, which were obviously hardened. But got there in the end, you can see, but again, just to repeat, such a simple job of putting a bracket back on caused hours of work. But hey, that's the way the shit flies off the shovel when you're doing these things. So hopefully a good solution, a working solution for refitting the footrest hangers. Hopefully, I think it's got a certain aesthetic as well. It doesn't look rough and ready. It looks appropriate. So now to the main event. Me going crazy with the grinder and the reciprocating. So we're going to start modifying the frame now. Again, more self-explanatory, just to watch the video and see what goes on during the video. So here we go. Yeehaw! So, second part of removing the rear foot peg hanger, we can get to use the big boy grinder and it's a bit more clearance on this one. So, off we jolly well go. And just like that, it was gone. Some smoothing to be done, obviously. When we've done the rest of the cutting, we'll get a grinding wheel on and smooth wheel and sort that one out. As I've probably mentioned, the final design of the bike still hasn't been settled on, but we're playing now between a bobber and a flat tracker. We'll come back to that. Whichever route we go down, this very badly fitted loop's got to go. Hoop, loop, whichever you guys want to call it. It's deciding where it needs to be cut, really. There's some strange welding gone on. So I need to keep as much integrity and the strength around the mounting point for the upper suspension unit and how it's going to look. I want to get it as close in as I possibly can, but without sort of compromising the structure of the frame at this mounting point, like I've just said. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and first get a parallel using this ruler, and there are a couple of points on the frame that are common on either side, so we should be able to use those to come up with a parallel. And then if I then mark it what it's going to be there, and if I can show it's still parallel. So what I'll try to do when I mark it, when I've marked it I should say, is compensate for the angle of which this frame is pointing in, but also then keeping it parallel to sort of this part of the frame. Yeah, I'm going to give that a try. I can always come back and take a little bit more off if we need to. So let's get around to the side and try it. Make life a little bit easier by taking the suspension unit off. Actually, I might get away with just moving it out of the way just to get that clearness there in case you have any problems with the cutting wheel. So that's it, let's go. As we like to say around here, yeehaw! For sale, Cafe Racer seat hoop recently removed from custom bike. So quite a significant leap forward, really, in how the bike's going to start to look. Still no absolute decision on whether we're going street tracker or whether we're going bobby. The frame modifications will be pretty much the same, whichever route we went down. Part of the situation for me is that I've actually got another couple of bikes on the go that need working on it and need finishing, and I've only got one lift. And for me to work on the bike with my worn out, creaky old body, it needs to be on a lift. So we're kind of playing shuffling all the time, which slows down the process, I suppose, a little bit. But again, it's not a bad problem to have, is it, having a cave with several bikes in it. What I can do, of course, when it's off the lift, there are some, let's call them ancillary jobs we can do, one of which is trying to turn the existing exhaust system, which is awful, dreadful, and turn it into something a bit more aesthetically pleasing and workable. So the first stage is to chop it off, end up with the headers or downpipes, depending on where you're watching this from. And I've chosen to wrap them. One, it's fairly cheap, it's easy, and it fits the aesthetic of an era correct bobby. And then let's look forward to episode 3.2. I think in that episode we've been taking off the swing arm, just making sure bearings and that are all okay. Refurb the back wheel. I've been playing around with it every time I come in and maybe polish a spoke here and now and again, and it looks promising. It looks like the wheel's going to come back to a standard, maybe not a 10 out of 10, but 7, 8 out of 10, which is fine for the project where we are, and it's not costing any real money, just time. Again, always aware of the £500 budget for turning this bike into a custom. So again, thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one, and bye for now.